Hey, what's up you guys, it's me Luke and welcome back to another video, or if you're new here, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I post commentary videos on basically anything on the internet that interests me, like pop culture, social media, music, movies, television shows, and so much more. So if any of that interests you, then be sure to go ahead and subscribe and turn on the post notifications bell so that you never miss another upload from me. Alrighty guys, so today's video I thought would be kind of a sequel to a video I did a few months back titled Why TikTok is Toxic for Teens. Now in that video, I basically critique the app and all of my issues with it, and this video is kind of going to be like the opposite of that. So today I'm going to be speaking about all of the positives of the app. I thought it would probably just be a good time for it, considering the app keeps flip-flopping on whether or not it's going to get banned by Trump in America. So I thought, you know what, let me go ahead and list off some positive things to remind us all why it being banned would be such a sad thing. Now that being said, obviously there are a ton of negative things when it comes to TikTok, especially everything that I'll be stating today. Pretty much you could argue the opposite for it being negative, which is why I have that video. So really guys, that video is the prerequisite for this video. Go ahead and do your required reading, because if I get people commenting in the comments,
I know Luke, I can't believe you said this when this,
you clearly haven't watched my first video. But if you have, that's fine. Maybe I missed out on something and I would love to hear it from you, but just don't be getting all ignorant in the comment section. That's all I gotta say. Gotta get hydrated after that. But anyway guys, we have a lot of positive points to get into today's video about TikTok, some that really might surprise you. So without further ado, let's get into it, because I'm about to dive in to the interesting positive points that I have for TikTok. Now, before we get into the points, guys, so that you understand my point of view and my thought process when it came to, creating this video, me and my life, I tend to go about a lot of situations like devil's advocate, which can get me in trouble sometimes when I'm speaking to a friend and they just want me to be on their side. But I rarely look at things as so black and white or evil and good. I feel like everything in life is pretty much a gray area. Well, there's a few things, I guess, where you're just like purely evil, but like everything in life pretty much has a gray area and you can look at it from different perspectives. So that's why I feel like I always feel guilty when I just completely shit on something without acknowledging the positives. And that's why I've always been someone on my channel who can really be super unbiased. Like, I just was speaking to another YouTuber about this the other day, about how before the whole hate train on Shane Dawson even started, I was one of the first people to make a negative video about him. I made a video about my problems with his content, and at the time the video did not do that well because a lot of people were mad at me because of public opinion. Then when public opinion swung, people started to understand my point of view. So I do think it's interesting that a lot of the time people tend to go with the bandwagon, but I myself and a lot of other people in my life tend to play devil's advocate and look at things from both sides. So I guess that's what I'm going to be doing today with TikTok. So without further ado, let's get into it, because I feel like I just wanted to pop that little disclaimer in there. But I have my notes. I actually went ahead and came up with these notes with my friend Holly, because we're both really big active TikTok users. And when the app was first being talked of being banned in America, which would obviously affect the entire world because majority of the creators are American, we were really like reminiscing about TikTok and like getting sad that it was over. But now Trump keeps trying to cancel it and then doesn't. So really it's all just a gamble, because we never know when it's going to disappear. Oh god, it's like my self-confidence. You don't know how long it's going to last. Anyway, so the first point that I have is body positivity. Now I know this is interesting given that I spoke previously about how mean people can be on TikTok, completely insulting people, and also the high beauty standards on TikTok. But where there is bad, there is always good. Now a lot of people on TikTok have really started a beautiful body positivity movement where there are people showing and talking about stuff that I personally have not really seen shown or talked about anywhere else. And obviously that has to do with the app and how the app is able to reach a much wider audience. Please, like if you'd watched my previous video, I dissected the way that the app works, so I'm not really going to get into it in this video. But what I mean by that is, like, me personally, I struggle with IBS, which is a stupid slapstick label that doctors give to people when they can't figure out what's wrong with them, but I'm currently getting to the bottom of that. So I get bloated a lot, and I've struggled a lot in my life with body dysmorphia, and before that, bulimia, anorexia, orthorexia, you name it, I've had it, sis. Body issues is a big thing with me and was a big thing with my mother, so I don't know if it runs in the family, but that's neither here nor there. This is not a therapy session, Luke. Yeah, so I saw some people on the app talking about, what their body looks like at night versus what it looks like in the morning, when they get bloated, when they eat certain things, and it just really normalized bloating to the point where I even uploaded my own TikTok of me bloated.
Friends who get bloated together stay friends forever.
And if you would have told me that a few years ago, I would have never believed you, because it's always been such a big insecurity of mine. And yeah, so I was able to do that because of the people on TikTok. And there are people who've become famous by showing their natural body, by showing their jiggly tummies, or the fact that their tummy isn't always, perfectly flat. The angles and arches and certain poses that make their body look slimmer than it actually is. People being positive in the comments, people being proud and comfortable in their body, even if their body doesn't meet the social norms. And I just think that that's a really beautiful thing, because I feel like in a lot of other social media apps, it isn't really like that. There's not a lot of positivity on Instagram or Twitter, because on Twitter people just tear you down. On Instagram, pretty much Instagram is photoshopped, fake, and everybody is just pretending to be somebody that they're not and trying to fit into this caricature of what the perfect ideal influencer is. And when it comes to TikTok, it's a video form. There's only so much you can do to edit a video. So there are people on there really being open and honest about that, and I really, really appreciate that. And it just makes me feel good about myself. And beyond that, there's stuff in other senses. Like this is one beautiful account, I hope I can find it, where he draws different Disney princesses and princes, but gives them stuff that Disney wouldn't do themselves. Like does lots of different races, does a gay Disney couple, a lesbian Disney couple, does a prince with acne, someone with stretch marks, does all of these different things. A gap tooth, which is what I have, one of my insecurities, which by the way, if you haven't seen my last video, it was all about insecurities and gaining confidence. So that might interest you because it's very similar to this topic. I just think the body positivity when it comes to that is so amazing. There's even other accounts where there's this girl who makes these really beautiful aesthetic videos of certain insecurities, like girls who are too tall, girls who are too short, girls with acne, girls with stretch marks, girls with love handles. Like I just think that there's been areas in TikTok that have completely done the opposite of what Tumblr did, because back in the day Tumblr was so toxic and was like pro Anna and all this type of stuff, but TikTok has created these communities of body positivity, and I think that that is so beautiful and so important for today's youth, because you know life is difficult for everyone, but especially Gen Z. Like growing up on social media has been so incredibly toxic, and the way I describe it to my friends is like I feel like I'm on a constant, especially given that it's my job, I feel like I'm in a constant treadmill that's never slowing down. Like you're constantly being fed all this new information, and it's so overwhelming a lot of the time. And you know, I'm a guy, being a guy is hard, but like I couldn't even imagine being a girl. Like the body standards that are placed upon girls is insane. But even beyond that, I've been seeing some guys speaking about their struggles with body issues, and that was never really a thing before. No one really acknowledged the fact that guys had eating disorders, guys had body struggles. I felt like there wasn't a lot of diversity in men's body types, you know what I mean? With women, it was like very rigid, you know what I mean? You either had to be super curvy or super skinny or super slim thick. You couldn't be anything in between. Whereas with men, it was just like the section you had to be in. Whereas women were like, you know, like duh. Men had some fluidity in a bigger gap, but there wasn't. Do you know what I mean? Okay, so I think I kind of went on a tangent, which made me lose my original point. But basically my original point was just that TikTok has helped men and women have a lot more body positivity when it comes to a range of different body types, not just the strict ideal body types that we experience in today's day and age, where women either have to be really slim, thick, or plus size, and there's no in between, or where men really have to just kind of be pretty muscular in like a bigger range. But in conclusion, TikTok has helped with body positivity, in my opinion. I don't know, I feel like that's a whole video in of itself, but beyond that, I just wanted to really touch on that point because I think it's been really, really beautiful to see. Next up, we have the ability to learn a lot more. Now, speaking of learning, let's go ahead and talk about today's sponsor, Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of inspiring classes for creative and curious people. You can explore new skills, deepen existing passions, or just get lost in your creativity. With so much to explore, real projects to create, and the support of fellow creatives, Skillshare empowers you to accomplish real growth. Now, like I said, Skillshare offers thousands of classes, and they are designed for real life and all the circumstances that might come with that. These lessons can help you stay inspired, express yourself, and introduce you to a community of millions. When it comes to productivity, I've been struggling with that, especially somebody who works from home, and I know a lot of you guys are having to work from home or study from home with your Zoom classes, and I just think it is so difficult nowadays to be productive with so much going on in the background. We live in such a busy world right now, especially with apps like TikTok that are designed to be addictive. So what I've been really loving on Skillshare is getting back to the roots of productivity and putting in these habits that I can really implement. And I've been learning those skills in a productivity masterclass titled Principles and Tools to Boost Your Productivity by Ali Abdul, who is a doctor and a YouTuber. And his tips are really helpful. And finally, I feel like I'm getting to a point where I can achieve my goals and not waste all my time on my phone. I'm getting so much out of this course, and I've tried taking productivity classes elsewhere like YouTube, but the reason that the Skillshare ones are so good is because they are curated specifically for learning, meaning that there's no ads and that they're always launching new courses so that you can stay focused and follow wherever your creativity takes you. And it's super affordable, with it being less than $10 a month with an annual subscription. At a time in the world where so many important conversations are taking place, your voice is more important than ever. So go ahead and explore your creativity for social good. And because Skillshare is sponsoring this video, the first 1,000 of you to click the link in my description get a free trial of a Skillshare premium membership. So anyway, as I was saying, the app allows you to learn a lot. There are a lot of people on the app who teach you a lot of things that I would have never ever known before. And like I said in my previous video, the way that the app is designed, you're scrolling through your For You page, your recommendations, you're not scrolling through your subscriptions or your following. So you are opened up to so much more content that you would have never ever discovered. I watched some of the most bizarre things on TikTok that I never thought I would ever watch. I watched this lady who does beekeeping and teaches you how to like look after bees. Will I ever do that? Probably not, but do I enjoy it? Yes. I learned hair hacks. I learned how to make certain foods. I learned how to tie-dye my own clothes. I learned how to hem my own clothes. I learned workouts. I learned manifestation tips. I learned decor tips. I learned how to do all these crazy amazing skills that I didn't even know was a thing. I find out all the stuff that you didn't even know. There's one girl who has a pet praying mantis, and now I'm like, do I want a pet praying mantis? People are able to explore their creativity, and they teach you so much, and you're able to absorb all of this knowledge in such short periods of time, and I just think that is so incredibly amazing. Obviously there are, you know, negative stuff on the apps, but I think when it comes to other apps like YouTube, it's such long form content, it's hard to like really learn from that because you have to watch so much. Whereas with TikTok, it's so digestible because it's 60-second videos where you can just learn about so many different things. And if you want to learn more, go to part 2, go to part 3. But if you don't, then you've learned a little snippet of something. I feel like that I'm absorbing so much knowledge from this app that it blows my mind. You guys, this app teaches you so much when you really use it properly. I guess that's a life lesson really, is you get out of something what you put into it. Well, that was really beautiful. Anyway, okay, my next point, which kind of touches on body positivity, is inclusivity. I think that TikTok is honestly the most inclusive community out there. Hey guys, I just wanted to quickly pop in here and acknowledge my privilege because I know that I, as like a white bisexual male, am finding the app to be inclusive, and I'm seeing from the outside perspective how inclusive it is to other races and genders and sexualities, but I know that because I cannot experience what it's like to be in all these marginalized groups, I can't really speak on whether or not it is really inclusive. It's just from what I've seen compared to other social media apps. So like I said in my negative video about TikTok, there is still racism and, you know, white privilege and stuff that is prevalent on the app. I just feel like it's doing a lot better than other apps. I mean, obviously the TikTok algorithm is so specific to you. So because I am bisexual and I'm in a gay relationship, a lot of the content that gets fed to me is bisexual content and gay relationship content because that's obviously what's relevant to me. Obviously, if you were straight, you would probably be on straight TikTok, which my sincere condolences. In terms of the communities, I have learned to love myself and feel accepted by the people on TikTok, by the bisexual men. Before I came out as bisexual, I saw no bisexual men. I literally was like, maybe they just don't exist. But TikTok made me realize that there are so many different bisexual men of all different races, looks, cultures, facets, personality types, and that's the same with everything else. Lesbians, all different races, all different genders, all different mental health struggles, all different hobbies. Like the amount of communities that are on this app is so incredibly insane. Like I've been seeing YouTubers try and react to TikTok communities. If you were to do that for all of them, you would legitimately be filming for days because there are that many inclusive communities. If you think that you have a hobby that is so niche that nobody else has it, trust me, you'll find somebody on TikTok who has it. It makes you feel so much less alone, which is an amazing thing, but obviously also a bad thing because then it takes away from real life because you just want to get sucked into the app. But anyway, that goes back to that whole saying that like too much of a good thing is a bad thing. But I also just think it's done amazing things. And I've even seen people on TikTok who are in the closet and can't come out to their family, and they have like a TikTok account where they like post stuff about their sexuality, and they have like all these really like inclusive communities that talk to them, or like people on TikTok who are living in like really abusive households who like post and talk to people, and they start a GoFundMe and like people donate money to them, and they're able to like save up enough money to move out of their home and find a place to rent. Like there are people who are genuinely getting so much help and support from this app. It blows my mind, and it restores faith in humanity and our generation specifically, because like it's so rare to see beautiful, nice stuff like this done in the day-to-day, to the point where like I go out and if somebody is nice to me, I'm like genuinely surprised because you're just so used to people being assholes. Whew. Oh my god, if I wasn't on Lexapro, I'd be crying right now. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to get so emotional, but I think like now that I'm saying this out loud, it makes me realize how much good that this app has done, and the fact that if it gets banned, that'll genuinely be so heartbreaking. Let me move on to my next point. So my next point is a little more lighthearted, which is fun. The app is so much fun. Obviously, there are so many hilarious people on this app. I don't understand how our generation is so funny. Like the stuff that I see on this app is just mind-boggling. There are so many talented people. You have people coming up with dances, doing all these different dances, making me want to do them, and I never thought that I would do that. And there's people doing acting TikToks, people showing off their talents, their really niche talents. It's genuinely amazing what people do on there. People who do like optical illusions. Like, I'm genuinely amazed by the pure and utter talent that is on this app. And it just goes to show how many talented people there are in the world, but they would just never give it a platform to show it. Which is why I believe everyone deserves, well, not everyone, but like a lot of people deserve a platform so that they can show their pure, undeniable talent. And that's what people are doing on this app, and it's so amazing. Ooh. And of course, there's fun challenges, which are also fun too, like put your finger down and all those lighthearted stuff. I think it incorporates a lot of what Vine did, but also YouTube. But then also in of it itself, it's literally, in my opinion, one of the most iconic apps, I think. Honestly, I wish I created more on TikTok, but I just focused. It's hard when you're a YouTuber to like make TikToks as well. But getting into that, I want to speak a little bit more about opportunities. Now, I think that, like I said before, TikTok allows you to grow so incredibly easily because the way that their app is designed, their users are not scrolling through their feed or people they're already subscribed to. It's like on YouTube. You don't go on your recommendations or your homepage that much. You spend most of your time in your subscriptions, and then maybe if your subscriptions is dry, you'll go over to the homepage. You know what I mean? Same with Instagram. If your feed is dry, you go over to the explore page. Whereas TikTok, I rarely ever, and I don't think most people do go on their following page, you just go on your For You page. Therefore, the chances of you being exposed to more people is so much more high, which therefore makes the chance of you growing so much more high. So that's whatever. Once again, the way that the app is designed, it's so easy to discover other people. That's why so many people can easily become famous from this app. Whenever I speak to somebody who's trying to get their social media off the ground, my first tip is get started on TikTok. Grow on TikTok. It is the easiest way to grow. It is the fastest way to grow. The app allows growth for everyone. Growing on Instagram with the new algorithm is virtually impossible. Growing on YouTube is so difficult and just gets more and more difficult as the market gets saturated, especially because YouTube only pushes your videos when they're monetized, which they don't like to admit, but I know it for a fact. Now, when it comes to that, I think TikTok is great for growth because you can use it to bounce off onto different platforms. There's been a lot of people who've grown on TikTok and then they can migrate those followers to YouTube or to Instagram, and growth is just a regular thing there. There are people there with millions of followers who literally still work at Starbucks. They're still a lot of the times normal and down-to-earth people, whereas I feel like on other apps when people gain a certain amount of followers, they become really shallow and self-obsessed. And now I'm not talking about the Hype House and the Sway House because they are a different story. They fall into a different box. But yeah, marketing is amazing. There's a lot of small businesses that have thrived because of TikTok, which is amazing. Once again, like I said, you could literally build a career off of it. There's people out there who could get discovered with their music. I know someone, Rory Redley, who lives in Brisbane, who makes music, who he got signed to a label because of his song that blew up on TikTok. And just touching on that, like, you can use TikTok to get so much more notoriety and notice for so many different things, like small businesses, like people who have Etsy stores or fashion brands, or people who need funding for movies, or they have music startups or an app startup, or even like bigger companies, like even artists. Like Doja Cat's career would not be as big as it was if it was not for TikTok and her blowing up on there. So TikTok is really not only helping people grow and get careers, but also helping people's careers grow and propel even more. The way that the algorithm is designed is so specific to you, which is a bad thing because it keeps you addicted and on the app, but also a good thing because you don't have to waste time looking at stuff that doesn't interest you. And it's kind of scary how well it gets to know you, but like also good because like my For You page low-key is sort of like my therapist. And yeah, those are pretty much all the points that I have. Now, obviously I could really get in depth about all these different points, but I just wanted to give a general summary as to why I think TikTok is a revolutionary app and why I think it is an amazing app and why it should be here to stay. Obviously it has its negatives, like in my video that I previously discussed, so make sure you check that out. If you haven't already, because you didn't do the required reading. But yeah, those are all my positive things to say about TikTok. Honestly, I love the app. I kind of wish that I never went on it because it's so addictive, but on the other hand, it's so amazing and I've been able to gain so much from it, and I know you all have too. Please go ahead and comment down below what you love most about TikTok. I would love to know. And if you'd like to go ahead and follow me on TikTok, go ahead and do so. It's just at @TheLukeAlexander, which is also my username on Instagram if you want to follow me on there. And my Twitter is Luke the Lunatic, and my second YouTube channel where I post vlogs and fun other videos is Lowkey Luke. And if you've not already, please make sure you go ahead and subscribe and turn on the post notifications bell so that you never miss another upload from me. Be sure to go ahead and thumbs up this video if you enjoyed it. And once again, thank you so much to Skillshare for sponsoring this video. Be sure to go ahead and click the link in my description because the first 1,000 people that do so get a free trial of a Skillshare premium membership. Alrighty guys, that's it for me in this video. I hope you enjoyed it and I hope to see you in my next one. And as always, I hope that you have a great day or night wherever you're in the world. Bye!